Shocking study that just came out on how Zepbound will change your grocery costs with a specific study and specific numbers. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I have lost over 101 pounds on Mounjaro and Zepbound and Tirzepatide, different medications, because of the shortages. I actually gained a few pounds during the holiday season, so it's a little bit less than 101 pounds, but give me another day or two and all of that junk food will be out of my system. With Zepbound Mounjaro, I'm an enthusiast and I'm not a healthcare provider, but I love talking about how much GLP-1s have changed my life from being morbidly obese with the juggernaut of my weight, and then talking about the freedom and life changes I've made as a result with our fabulous Countess of Shopping community. Let's dive in. I'm going to link down below this specific study that was done. It was from Cornell S.C. Johnson College of Business. It's a research paper that just came out on December 27, 2024. As always, I do require of myself to be factually accurate, so I will cite my sources down in the description link below. Just click that ... more button, and you'll see all my resources, including this. It's the No Hunger Games, how GLP-1 medication adaptation is changing consumer food purchases. Have you noticed that your food purchases have changed dramatically? Mine certainly have, and now there is a specific numbers for people who are on Wegovy, Ozempic, semaglutide, Tirzepatide, Mounjaro, Zepbound, a partridge in a pear tree. If you're on GLP-1 medication, your shopping habits change per the study. It goes into the specifics of it. So in this study, they document the prevalence, motivations, and demographic patterns of GLP-1 adaptation, including they did compound people for off-label use. Households with at least one GLP-1 user, including off-label, user reduced grocery spending by approximately 6% within a 6-month adaptation. That is crazy. Now, it gets better. If you have higher income households, reduce their spending by nearly 9%. I fall into that category. I would venture to say ours is more than 10%. We superfluously spent on our groceries. I mean, it was ridiculous. And so now to have this massive grocery change, particularly since I pay out of pocket, I paid out of pocket for my Zepbound and Mounjaro and Tirzepatide compound because of the shortages is why I've been on the variation. Paying out of pocket, that is a direct, I can financially see, okay, this has dropped my grocery bill and our eating out food bill by more than 10% for us. But this specific study goes into nearly 9% for higher incomes. These reductions are driven by significantly larger decreases in purchases in calorie-dense processed items, including savory snacks. Do you want to guess the percentage of decrease in savory snacks? Tell me in the comments below. I'll give you a moment. Tell me in the comments below. How much in savory snacks do you think GLP-1 users from this research they found out? 11%. If you said 11%, ding, 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 you get a gold star. You get a gold star. In contrast, we observe a directional increase in nutrient-dense purchases such as yogurt and fresh produce. I fall exactly into that category. I'm exactly in that category. Why yogurt? Because of the protein in it, I'm sure. We examined the food away from home spending at limited service establishments such as fast food chains and coffee shops, finding reductions at breakfast, especially during dinner time. If you go back in my Countess of Shopping YouTube videos, I've been on YouTube for a hot minute, and before I gained back all my weight, I was on keto. I love low carb, but I can't do keto anymore. The high fat with GLP-1 diet, A, I can't do restriction like that anymore with my lifestyle changes, but B, I can't handle that high fat. I literally don't want to poop my pants in 2025. Not that I did in 2024. That implies that it sounds like I did. I didn't poop my pants at all. Rewind. I have not pooped my pants. But going back and talking about, I used to go, the point that I was trying to make, skirt, was that I used to go to Starbucks pretty much daily. I love Starbucks. We went 2 nights ago. I love Starbucks. I don't go daily anymore. Part of that I have wondered over the last few months of looking at our credit card, like, you know, doing budgeting, why am I not spending as much money at Starbucks? I love Starbucks, but a couple of reasons. One, I don't have a young child anymore. And having a young kid and being sleep deprived, going through the drive-through line to get caffeine made a lot of sense. My kid's older. He pretty much sleeps through the night. Unless we have horrible windstorms here in rural Virginia, which we did last night, my kid woke up. But for the most part, I'm not as exhausted as I once was with having a little kid. That's part of it. And two, with GLP-1 medication, I don't crave Starbucks the way I used to. For sure, this study is dead on about the coffee shop establishment. Tell me in the comments, I'm curious for you, has your coffee consumption and going to coffee shops changed for you? For me with GLP-1 medication, 100%. The amount of money I don't spend at Starbucks anymore, but I do spend at home. I still drink a lot of decaf coffee. Can you all just imagine me on a ton of caffeine? Drinking a lot of Keurig, decaf coffee, and making pots of decaf coffee here is a lot. We go through a lot of coffee here at our house. And so with that, talking about the breakfast items, but then they go through and talk about especially at dinner times. So going to fast food chains at dinner times, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have that like I'm ravenously hungry, let me go pick up something quick. It just doesn't happen that way for me anymore, the way it used to with that. One of the best things that I did that I changed within my GLP-1 diet was going on BIOptimizers Magnesium Breakthrough. Back when I first started my GLP-1 journey, I knew I needed magnesium. So I went on Amazon and I Googled the #1 best-selling magnesium and I bought it. And it had one type of magnesium in it. I was not receiving all the benefits of magnesium I could have until I started following an influencer who recommended BIOptimizers Magnesium Breakthrough because it has 7 types of magnesium in it. I can tell now I'm not a healthcare provider. Always talk to your own healthcare provider before taking any new supplements. This is simply my experience, strength, and hope. But I have my Oura Ring data to prove my sleep changed dramatically by adding in 7 types of magnesium into my diet. I take 2 or 3 pills of these at nighttime. It's helped with my sleep, muscle aches, anxiety, but also with GLP-1s, people have, you hear about the 4 major, not major, but the 4 most common side effects: diarrhea, nausea, constipation, vomiting. That constipation, yeah, I don't get constipated on Zepbound or Mounjaro or Tirzepatide compound. I haven't because of BIOptimizers. So it works in many, many different ways. That has been one of the best things I've done for my diet. I've linked it down below in the description link below. Use the discount code QUEEN to take advantage of that. But so many benefits of taking BIOptimizers Magnesium for GLP-1 if you're on Wegovy or Zepbound or Mounjaro. Obviously talk to your healthcare provider, but they do have it in powder format. I'd rather just take a pill personally, but they do have it if you want to drink it as opposed to pill format. That has made a big, big difference in my diet and also the way my body has felt by making that switch to BIOptimizers, which I highly recommend. The study goes back to highlight in there and reshape food demand with these, looking particularly with the fast food chain, limited service establishments. I don't know about you guys, but I have noticed things like Chipotle. We have dramatically increased our consumption there. Panera. I'm not really a huge fan of Panera. My husband loves going there because they have salad and protein. I feel like it's kind of expensive for the small portions you get, which is why I like going to Chipotle. But I love going to like a Chipotle, a Cava type thing because they have fresh fruits and vegetables and protein. And that fits beautifully for me on my Zepbound weight loss as I go through. I crave proteins now. I crave fresh fruits. I crave fresh vegetables or frozen, you know what I mean, but nutrient dense foods. But also in here, it talks about the spending for more yogurt. Have you guys noticed that in your consumption, in your spending habits as well? For me, 100%. We have a ton of yogurt here in our house. I love Fage Greek yogurt. Recently, Costco changed in my Costco. Tell me if your Costco has this still. Do you guys at your Costco have Fage Greek yogurt? They've changed it at my Costco. I'm like, bring it back because they have the Costco Kirkland brand Greek yogurt, which is fine, but it's not the same as Fage. It doesn't have the little wax paper on the top. It's different. It is a different experience. And I can get low calorie, high protein, and then I can put fresh fruit in it or chia seeds. I can make that a power pack protein bowl and it tastes so good. It tastes like dessert to me because it's so thick tasting. And you can use Greek yogurt for so many different things. Everyone loves cottage cheese. I'm like, I love my Greek yogurt. I'm trying so hard for 2025 to love more cottage cheese. I'm just not there yet. But for sure, it talks about the fresh produce. Now, one of the things we've talked about here at the Countess of Shopping community is fresh produce goes bad. And I am really want to be a very good steward of our finances and not waste food. So buying more frozen vegetables for our family has worked really well. I've been doing our salad bar here at our household. It has been so fun to have our my little salad bar. I love that, our fresh salad bar. However, that goes bad after a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't use all the stuff right away. So having just frozen green beans on hand, frozen broccoli on hand, we have a ton of that in our freezer. In fact, I need to buy more green beans because our Costco stopped carrying frozen green beans, so I got to go to the other grocery store to get those. But that has been helpful for us for our sides, for our dinner, and even for lunches to make leftovers from the night before's dinner of it. But buying these big frozen vegetable bags has been really helpful since my portions have gone from like 3 helpings to 1 small plate. And also I'm craving more food, which the study goes through. I'm really actually obsessed with it. The Cornell S.C. Johnson College of Business research paper, how well they wrote this and the information that they have in there about calorie-dense processed food items, that we're seeing more fresh food. They didn't say this in the article, but also for me, it's fresh foods like cheese. I really do like fresh, like things that have, what is it, coming from the earth, that had a mama or a dad, or that are plant-based, like that comes from like branches. Is that, I guess coming from the earth, that would be branches, but more fresh stuff. That has been interesting. How I didn't realize quite how much our spending has dramatically changed on that. Now we do have certain things that I want, like packaged foods. For example, I am so excited later today. I'm going to be making, and if you want the recipe, tell me and I'll do another video on it. It's cottage cheese with taco seasoning and then fresh cheese, making like a queso. It's a really high protein queso. I'm gonna put my lean ground chicken and lean ground turkey into it to make like a cowboy dip. But then I'm gonna use my BioCare pretzels, my protein pretzels. You can use the discount code QUEEN with these too, to scoop. So it becomes a scooping vessel of high protein, but then also a protein dip. That will be one of my meals. Like that'll be lunch or dinner. It's not a snack, it's gonna be an actual meal because it's so protein dense, and it will have in it like 50 grams of protein with that dip. And then you add in here for BioCare, these are only 120 calories and 12 grams of protein in that. And it's so good, like I love it. I love it. I'm like so excited about it. They do also have chips too, by the way. They have these cheddar cheese ones, which I like, but I'm obsessed with the pretzels. Y'all know I'm like a pretzel freak. In terms of comes to protein pretzels, I feel like I'm a protein pretzel connoisseur. So going through about the different price points with these two of significantly reducing our spending, if you go through, and I don't want to throw out a number because I know people are gonna, I don't want people to shame me on my grocery budget, but just do the math in your head, almost near 10% for higher income households. I know for us it's at least 10%, if not 11% in food budget spending. And that's just for one GLP-1 user in household. If you have multiple people in your household who are on GLP-1 medication, you're gonna be saving a ton of money on groceries and eating out expenses. But even going back to the Chipotle example for going out for dinner, because it's fresh vegetables in there and really good proteins, that bowl is 2, if not 3 meals for me, depending on what day. If it's near shot day, I just portion that out right out the gate. Right as I get the bowl, and then I'm like, let me put it into another bowl and put it into another separate package. And it's awesome. Like that is so inexpensive to be able to do and to have. I was telling my husband, I'm going to be moving into the new year. Work is going to pick up here once like my kid goes back to school and all of that. We'll be going back to eating out a little bit more than we have been the last few weeks, and strategically planning places I can go to get fresh produce within the meal, and protein like kava also. Now I have to drive quite a few. If you don't know what kava is, it's kind of like a Chipotle but Greek food. They have really good proteins and good fruits and vegetables, not fruits, but good vegetables included in them. And it's not high calorie. And that's where like finding these Panda Express. I've done the Chinese food. Some people freak out. Do not be one of these people. I've had a lot of comments recently on this too. For different food choices I'm making, do not comment on a food and tell me if it's bad. Someone recently just wrote about I was eating too much fruit. I'm like, get the F out of here. Like, no, Diane, her name wasn't Diane. Love you, Diane. It wasn't you, Diane. But like, no, Diane, I'm gonna eat my fruit. I'm gonna eat my fruit. You know why? Because it has fiber, and we need fiber. We need fiber for our bodies, and fruit shaming, it's the weirdest thing. So anyways, don't be that person to comment on the food. You do whatever foods you want, but untangling my unhealthy relationship with food has been awesome. It's been one of the best unexpected gifts of GLP-1 medication for me, is to have a really unhealthy relationship with food. And now I've moved into I have worked hard with a therapist and with a dietitian to work on healthy eating habits. And I'll be dang sure that I'm not going to have someone come in and tell me those are bad. No, I rebuke you. I'll put you at the footstools of Jesus. I'm not like, no, like no, I'm going to continue to eat my salads and my fruits and my proteins. And yes, I'm going to have seed oils in my dressings and things like that. Maybe one day I'll get to that part of where I'm not, but I don't, this is a miracle. Truly, this way of eating is a miracle that I'm craving fruits and vegetables. But this data directly tells me I'm not the only person. Y'all are having the same epiphany for the most part of eating more healthful foods and consciously leaning into that. But also, even if you're not consciously leaning into it, because I didn't, like when I first started this medication, I didn't lean into changing my food. I couldn't. I definitely couldn't focus in on working out and like physical activity, which by the way, if you've not joined the 5K challenge in my free encouragement group, what are you doing? It's so fun. Literally, I have right now 6,000 steps. We have a 5K step challenge going on. It's so fun. Anyways, make sure you comment every day in the group. I'll link it down below. And if I don't link, no, the group's linked in there. Just type, go to featured posts. It's the featured post. You just have to change the toggle in the Facebook group to see my featured post, which I change almost daily. I haven't been the last like 2 weeks because of the holidays, but obviously I'm getting back into the swing of things. I didn't even put on makeup today. I'm literally filming this day of, it's January 1st when I'm filming this. I walked and I have my walking clothes on today and I'm still in vacation mode, and I will be until my kids goes back to school, which we're getting a big snowstorm here in Virginia, so he may not be going to school anytime soon. I'm like, Lord help me. I digress. So going back over to the spending on here, the changes in food, nutrient dense focus, fresh focus, but also how much this is affecting food chains and from a business standpoint, I'm like, coffee shops are getting hit as a result of this. I know I was one of their, I would spend, I don't know, at least $20 a day with coffee. It was ridiculous. That's why I said, don't judge me. Don't judge me. And I don't spend that anymore. That spending has gone into, I just make it at home now, a lot of it. And I really like it a lot. But breakfast, reduction at breakfast, especially during dinner times. So it looks like our spending is still lunches. Do you guys find this true? This is where I'm like, I want to hear in the comments from you. Do you find this true that your breakfast has changed and dinner time? For sure, dinner time, I'm not running out to like, I'm so famished, I need something quick, so let me go get something quick from fast food. We don't really do that anymore. And breakfast, I did used to eat like at Starbucks, I'd get breakfast. I would fast usually, but now my fast, I don't eat breakfast anymore at all, really. I'll have like a protein coffee. Today I had some oatmeal with protein powder in it and fresh fruit. It was so good. And I had protein milk to stir it. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. The Count makes the best oatmeal. And so anyways, I was having him teach me. I was like, I need to put protein powder in it. So I did the Clean Simple Eats eggnog. I'll link that down below too. Use the discount code QUEEN in my oatmeal. Y'all, oh, I only used half the pack though. I didn't want to put too much in there. It was so good. And then I had a fresh pear with it from Harry and David. Ah, the angels sang. So that's going to be like literally every day I'm going to be having that. My protein bowl with my oats, my protein oats. Don't tell me about how bad oats are, please. Don't keep that to yourself. But by the way, if you're interested in that recipe, here, I'll just give it to you guys right now. It had in there 360 calories, 21 grams of protein. It was a half a cup of oatmeal, a half a cup of Fairlife, the 2% protein milk, a half of the Clean Simple Eats packet of eggnog, and then a fruit. It was a pear. So what is that, like a cup of fruit? 3/4 of a cup of fruit? It was so good. 360 calories, 21 grams of protein. Loved it. And I'm really full. And I had that several hours ago. It was really good. And so I'm not going to be eating for at least another hour, if not longer. Really filled me up. So the calories, 360, ideally, I've been learning, having a gram of protein, what is it? Ideally, it's 360 calories. So it should be around 36 grams of protein, and I only have 21. So having that, what is that? A 10% ratio is what I'm learning for calories versus protein. I'm still playing with that though. This is where like I'm still learning that component of the protein versus calories. Beautiful Shannon sent me, thank you Shannon by the way, about using ChatGPT more for my food selections with these things, which was so helpful. So thank you, Shannon. I've been singing your praises, which, by the way, are Vegas people. I will not be when I do my Vegas trip. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to have a meetup. My work schedule changed. I feel so badly. I will be having another meetup, I promise. The count and I are trying to figure out my schedule for Q1 in 2025. So more information coming on meetups, but I apologize to our Vegas crew. I'm just not going to be able to when I go out in, 2 weeks. I'm sorry. My work schedule, it's going to be too much and I'm going to be exhausted. And if I'm sitting there like this, that's not going to best serve you. And I always want to be of maximum service to you. Like my heart will not allow it if I'm not being beneficial. You know what I mean? So I apologize to all my Vegas peeps that I won't see you at the meet and greet. But I will be doing a lot more meet and greets this year. It's my intention because it was so literally life-changing, not to be dramatic. And also tell me in the comments below if I should do an online like live show. Would you guys like that? Would that be a value of like a Q&A where we can hang out together? I could do like a cooking segment or we can just hang out. What would you like on a live show? Would that be helpful or not? You tell me. It won't hurt my feelings if you lovingly say, Elizabeth, thank you so much, but no. That wouldn't be a maximum service to me. And I would probably do it at nighttime so I could have people who are off of work or maybe on a weekend. Tell me what time would be better for you, if a weekend or a weeknight, or tell me. Because I could do it on like a Friday night if that's beneficial, or like a Saturday or Sunday so our West Coast peeps can like, you know, and our UK peeps too. We can figure something out if that's helpful. Again, I want to be of maximum service. But speaking of which, I'm going to go have one of my protein puddings with BIOptimizers. They have their protein, the protein breakthrough, and then also their collagen, their mushroom breakthrough. It doesn't taste like mushrooms. It tastes like caramel or chai or chocolate. I'm going to have in my coffee the salted caramel right after this video as my reward for making this video. Because I literally just wanted to sit in my pajamas all day and walk for the challenge, the 5K challenge for the encouragement group. Make sure you snag your BIOptimizers Magnesium Breakthrough. They're offering a bundle set right now. I don't know how long it's going to go on for. If you get 3 of them in the bundle set, use the discount code QUEEN. You save an additional on top of my discount code. So they've like double stacked the savings. So it's a good stock up pricing on it too. I love you guys so super much. Be kind to yourself. Oh, we need to do our emoji of the day. Our question of the day, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? Tell me in the comments. I'm going to be walking so I can be in the 5K challenge for the free group. And 2, the emoji of the day today is going to be grapes because we're talking about our food costs, which I find fascinating. And again, I'll link down below that cost or the paper that I was referencing from Cornell, South Carolina, Johnson College of Business. I'm assuming SC is South Carolina. What an interesting, and I think more information is going to come out about how much money we don't spend on food. We know that it's already starting to change with frozen foods and things like that, and with Nestle's entering the chat with their new protein stuff rolling out too. So I love you guys so super much. Grapes is the emoji of the day. I do emoji of the day to get to know you better because I care. It helps me to see your name over and over. And I also will pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I'll uplift you in positive thought, but it's like my bat signal. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I'll see you tomorrow for the daily show. Love you guys. Have a great day. Happy New Year.